Very true. Very true.
It is now legal for Jay and I to get married. I'm kidding. He's married to someone else. That would be polygamy, and that's illegal.
Well, it's overlooked in Utah.
We're not Mormons.
No.
Well,
I picked the wrong week to wear that outfit and say that.
Probably be a decent tax write-off too. Oh,
Now,
that just happened.
I'm guessing Nick will be typing his responses today.
Oh, lovely.
He's a mute. Oh, look at him. He's so mute. Well, he'll be providing our visual commentary. As for me, I will be having to fight off the need to constantly be slipping into Batman's voices because I've been a little distracted this week. Gotham needs me. And welcome to High Class Geek News, where once a week we forego all the news that's actually important so we can tell you about the shit you care about. It's the end of the world. Anyway, I'm your usual host, friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. With me today is everybody's sexiest geek couple, Jixie.
Arrow.
JPEG.
Right, Jixie it is. And of course, Nick, who clearly has plenty to say. Speak to us, Nick.
Winner, chicken dinner.
I like how he's wearing another red shirt.
Another red shirt, too.
I am proud to be the red shirt for this podcast.
Before we get into this, okay, we all have our own tagline. We all say standing by, but the Trekkie comes in signing in. Red shirt. Oh. That's a bush.
In time he will learn. Yes, and as punishment, God has decided he will have no audio. Unless I decide to keep doing my really, really horrible impression of, how is it every time I try to say his name, I forget it? The fucking nuclear physicist that uses the machine to talk. Anyway, quantum physicist. Yeah, there goes my geek card. Look, let's start the show. Tonight's episode, Stephen Hawking. No, that's not the title. Sometimes Nick just needs a translator, and that's what I'm going to be here for, because I'm cool like that. And not just because I'm dressed like Rev Run. Anyway, tonight's episode, can he do what a spider can? Who wants to guess what the main story is tonight?
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man?
Huh?
Dang, I was hoping someone was going to say does whatever a spider can. Well, you're half right. More specifically, it's that now, finally, we have a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
After, I think, a month, when I really look back, of speculation and wonder and trying to just figure this shit out, we now finally have a cast for the new reboot of Spider-Man. Or more specifically, we have a director and we have a star. The director will be a man named John Watts. I like how every time they reboot, it's a new director.
Right.
It's like there's no definitive director for every era of James Bond, but damn it, we're going to have definitive directors for every era of Spider-Man. I think there's some kind of contract saying you will stick with this version of Spider-Man until we fire you. Or reboot.
Or rebooting.
Maybe one day they should just do an anthology series where it's like each director who's done Spider-Man before gets together and does their own little like Spider-Man short. Anyway.
Why didn't they go with the Miles Morales storyline? That's what I'm curious.
Because more people watch movies than read comic books, and as familiar as we are, being uber geeks with Miles Morales, even though I wouldn't be surprised if the general public is very aware of Miles Morales, I do know that for some weird reason it never occurs to studios that people who read comics are part of the general public, or the things that happen in comics become known to the general public. So I'm pretty sure they think the general public does not know about Miles Morales and is going to bank more on the fact that thanks to two movie series, they know Peter Parker.
Right.
And in their defense, they do have I waiting on Spider-Gwen, the movie.
Mm.
If they can get Emma Stone to continue playing Gwen Stacy, I am perfectly okay with that. But sticking to the Spider-Man story, we finally have a cast for Spider-Man. We know who is playing Peter Parker. This will be the youngest actor to play him. So, yeah, actually, it's kind of disturbing how he's the youngest actor. 19 years old. This is the first time a teenager has been cast as Spider-Man. And I am counting the cartoons.
Mm. I haven't seen anything that kid's been in, so I cannot judge him at all.
Well, he's pretty much a no-name. He's only done like a couple of things, I think a television show and one movie so far. So, which personally, in my experience, no-names are usually the best way to go when casting superheroes. But I also, well, let me put it another way. No-names are the best way to go for casting superheroes that don't wear masks.
I'm still trying to figure out what was so wrong with Andrew Garfield.
There was nothing wrong with Andrew Garfield. It's, once again, studio thinking. If you keep Andrew Garfield around, people will have trouble telling that we're starting brand new. And pretty much the thing about reboots is they feel the best thing to do is just wash yourself clean of everything that came before.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's it's the same thing like with the Fantastic Four. You know, they're really trying to completely obliterate everybody's opinion of the first one.
Can you blame them?
No.
No, but in all fairness, I mean, I just hope people don't go at it and completely rip it apart before it's had a chance to, you know, I don't know.
I'm kind of already doing that personally. I don't have any faith in it. I'm gonna watch it, but I have no faith in it. Here's the thing that those first two 20th Century Fox movies did right that I feel like they're completely forgetting, which is that Fantastic Four is supposed to be fun. The stakes are supposed to be taken seriously, but in a lot of ways,
Still be fun.
be it the movie, the comic, the movie, it shouldn't take itself too seriously. It should be fun. It should be wacky and crazy, and you should enjoy what you're watching. Very similar to how, even though both Avengers movies involve potentially Earth-destroying stakes, we're still laughing at the jokes and all that fun stuff. Whereas this one, they seem to be taking this incredibly serious route, which works just fine for, like, X-Men, does not work fine for the quasi-sitcom-y, family-friendly aspect of Fantastic Four.
Well, I mean, that was what the original Fantastic Four was good at, was the slapstick comedy, cliche jokes, all the references to other things. I mean, but the direction of the movies is what, in my opinion, was like what was really lacking.
I think it was the screenplay. Well, here's step number one. Okay, Hollywood, listen very closely. Listen to this. Stop giving Doctor Doom superpowers. He is fine exactly the way he is in the comics. We don't need to have a superpowered Lex Luthor. Quit trying to give us a superpowered Doctor Doom. It doesn't work. That said, moving on to movies. Oh, the other thing is Tom Holland is also apparently a gymnast, so he's got that going for him too. Movies! Coming out in theaters this week, Fall of Our Fathers, Terminator Genesis for the men, Magic Mike XXL for the women, and Amy for someone.
Amy, what's it gonna be?
The only Amy I'm interested in right now is Amy Schumer, and I'm waiting for her movie.
Really?
On home video, The Gunman, starring Sean Penn, Danny Collins, don't know what that's about, Get Hard, which sounds like a better Die Hard sequel than the last one, Vanilla Sky will be coming out on Blu-ray, oh the horror, 5 Easy Pieces, and While We're Young. In casting news, I'm not going to lie, folks, we kind of got a healthy bit of news. I think this is the most comic book news I've been able to put up in 1 week coming up later, but yeah. It seems like a lot just happened all across the board this week. Casting news. In Star Trek, we now know for a fact that Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto have signed on for not only the 3rd, but also the 4th installment in the new Star Trek film series. So Kirk and Spock will be sticking around for a while. And now they can legally get married.
Ooh.
Oh
My.
And also, every once in a while a story comes that makes me say, I can't believe I am going to be saying this live on the internet. We are getting a movie based on the old arcade classic Rampage,
Yes.
starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Uh-huh. Because it's awesome, and, like, I'm so glad somebody thought of that while they were taking a shit. Well, after a long night of drinking because they suck at life.
What's really funny is this news came out just a couple of days after my roommate Jacob and I were talking about this, and we brought up the idea of how great it'd be to see what the UA Ball version of Rampage would be. Sure enough, I found this out, sent him a text, be like, remember how you said you wanted a Rampage movie? I keep forgetting, when Jacob makes predictions about films, they tend to come true. He predicted Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker. He predicted a Captain America movie that would take place entirely in World War II. Oh, God, let's just move on. God damn it. So, yes, prepare for our spin-off series, Jacob's Psychic Hollywood Hour.
Whoa.
In production news, upcoming Phase 3 film Black Panther has a director. The Oscars may not have appreciated Selma director Ava DuVernay, but Marvel does. That's right. A woman will be directing Wakanda. I can't wait for this one. I love Black Panther. He's one of my favorite Avengers. He's the badass one. He's the guy who makes Batman look like he's not Batman enough. And I'm always happy whenever a female director is put onto an action movie project, because female directors... Does anybody other than me notice how most people don't associate women with action flicks? With the exception of that woman who used to be married to James Cameron. Why is that? Does that mean the cat has the answer, or...
I don't know, Kieran.
Do you got it?
Any opinions? Feelings?
No.
No.
Give us the answer. Give us the answer right now.
No, she ain't got it.
All right, meow meow. We're moving on. Meow twice if you agree.
Meow, meow.
Oh my god, I think you just sounded like what's his name's cat from fucking Inspector Gadget.
Oh god.
We also have new trailers. And apparently this was the week for getting new trailers about anime. The new Dragon Ball Z movie, Resurrection F, got a new trailer. I think they changed
Huh.
Not being a DBZ fan, I don't care. I'm just going to assume that this movie is just the first act, and the second movie will be the third act. I mean, the second act. And then we'll need 3 more movies for Act 3. And somewhere within the next 10 to 20 years, we'll have a complete story. They won't let it die. Look, let's move on to news. Independence Day sequel. We finally have a title.
Yeah.
Which is Independence Day Resurrection. Which makes me wonder why we don't... Never mind. Anyway, and also it came with on-set photos. Both of Schlock, director who keeps getting way too much money for his budget's role, and Emmerich, happily smiling on the set, as well as what looks to be some kind of Gundam-like device thing. Who wants to take a bet he's going to rip off Aliens? Look, let's not pretend Roland Emmerich has any creativity to him whatsoever.
Okay.
No.
Remember, this is the man who gave us the first attempt at American Godzilla.
That's awesome. No. No. Godzilla, all of them suck. All of them.
Ew.
Except the
Not all of
original.
them. The ones from Japan are good.
Talk about like the Matthew Broderick one, piece of shit. The new one, piece of shit.
Okay. I gotta bring this up now, because it's been said. Okay, no, I do not like the 2014 Godzilla. To
No.
all of you who do like it, and claim that it's good because in a lot of Japanese films, you only got like 5 to 15 minutes of Godzilla footage. Okay, one, most of you who said that, I'm older than you. I've been a Godzilla fan for longer than a lot of you have been alive. Literally, Godzilla is one of the very first movies I ever remember seeing. I was 3 years old. That was 1985. I have watched a fuckload of Godzilla movies in that time. Here's the difference between the 2014 Godzilla movie and all the other ones we're talking about where he's only on screen for 5 minutes. On those other ones, the moment Godzilla's on screen, it's his fucking movie. He's where the focus is on the camera. He's where the focus is in the story. They only cut back briefly to the human cast so they can take care of all the plot points they set up and get rid of them rapidly. They focus on the monster fight. The 2014 movie, for those of you who can't quite put their finger on why they don't like it, is because there's this really awesome monster fight that they pay no fucking attention to. Focus entirely on a freaking annoying human being that I was stuck with for 2 fucking hours straight, who isn't likable, who spends all his time with the military complaining about how he wants to get back to his family, but at the first chance he gets, gives up his chance to get back to his family, dealt with the military, and a mission that... I don't like the movie.
Point taken. I haven't watched it, so.
No, I've purposely not shown her it because it's piece of crap.
Yeah.
Piece of crap. It's so horrible that they had to give the lead roles another role in another movie. Okay? The lead role in Godzilla ended up being the pair couple in the fucking Avengers film. Why? Because Godzilla tanks so fucking bad.
It didn't tank.
Oh man, it tanked in the hearts of all fans. I hate to tell you, but that thing fucking sank quicker.
Sadly, no, it didn't. It should have, but like I said, there is that very... I'd say it's roughly a split down the middle. Like, Godzilla is very much a love it or hate it film. I'm on the hate it side like you.
Yeah, okay, because the last 30 minutes of the film are so dark you can't even see half the shit that goes on.
It's not even just that it's... Well, it's like I said. They continue focusing on that main human character as if we didn't come to see a movie called Godzilla to watch Godzilla. Or to watch him fight another monster. Nope. We're going to focus on this jackass. Thank God he was much better and much better used in Avengers Age of Ultron. Even if that one did what I felt like they should have done with him in Godzilla and killed it. Moving on to TV. I got no home video releases this week because I accidentally announced them last week. So if you want to know what's coming out this week, watch the last episode. We can use the as for casting news, Gotham.
You're so funny,
Yes,
you.
I haven't seen
With
a
the
single
wordplay,
episode
he's so
yet.
clever.
Okay, first of all, if you're going to laugh when we're talking about something Batman related, do it like the Joker. They have cast for season 2 Jessica Lucas, who will be playing a character made for the show by the name of Tabitha the Tigress Gallivan. I'm going to assume she's, in terms of like the ensemble cast, she'll be replacing the kind of role that we had that was previously had by Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh my God! Both her and her husband are in the DC universe, and they're talking about putting her son. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Ugh. Sorry. I'm sorry, the more this stuff goes on with DC, these decisions they've been making the last 10 or so years, the more I'm thinking they should change their names from DC Comics to BS Comics. Anyway, in news, we got some details, some fun new details about the third season of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. News that makes me happy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It looks like they will be incorporating some of the characters and plots, on top of the ones they already did, from Secret Warriors. For those of you who don't know, Secret Warriors was a comic that came out 6-ish years ago. It was written by, actually no, I think it'd be longer than that, because it went on for over 20 issues. I haven't think of omnibus form. Anyway, it was written by Jonathan Hickman. It's what got that writer into the Marvel Universe, which then led to his incredibly renowned run on Fantastic Four. And then he started writing Avengers, and now he's destroyed the Marvel Universe.
All right.
Yeah, they gave him the keys, and his first step was, yeah, let's blow this shit up. Anyway, so yeah, it's actually a great series, and it's one of those things where the best way to read it is collected in omnibus form, because when you read the whole thing from beginning to end, it reads less like a comic book series and more like a novel that had lots of print pictures in it. But yeah, I'm uber excited.
Yay!
I hope they have Phobos. I love Phobos. Son of Ares. Yes, there are Greek gods in the Marvel Universe. Also, I put this in TV because I didn't know where else to put it, but this is actually involving audio adventures, more specifically Big Finish audio adventures, more specifically the wonderfully acclaimed Doctor Who audio adventures, where it's been announced that for an 8th Doctor story, who is very much the audio doctor, they will have Alex Kingston reprising the role of River Song in the story Doom Coalition 2. I am happy.
I is not a Whovian, so...
Nobody's perfect. Well, I The important, and when asked about plot details, all Big Finish would tell us was spoilers. All right, let's move on to some video games.
Yay!
Coming out this week, Legend of K HD, Samurai Warriors Chronicles 3, Rise of the Incarnate. Oh, it's a PC game, and Rapid's not here to appreciate it.
Aww.
And, God, who the fuck comes up with these spellings? R No Search Plus O to an Unborn Star.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Looking at it spelled out does not help. I just looked this shit up. Once again, Batman Arkham Knight is in the news. This time it's not so good news. Yeah. The release is out, but it looks like all purchases for the PC edition have been suspended because as well as it works on platform, PC has some bugs they need to work out. Once again, it'd be great if Rabbit was here.
Yeah.
I'm a console player. I admit it. I don't care.
Me too. Always really been a console player.
Though, because I have projects that will need it, I am planning to get a external hard drive in the near future. But anyway, one thing at a time. That's all the video game news I got. We're going straight on to comics, because wow, do we have a lot in comics. I'm sure you guys noticed that just earlier today, I just put up a ton of stuff, like just after 6 o'clock, I think, or somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I did not get that to you sooner.
Dinner tonight was pretty fun. That's simple.
Oh, God. Okay, let's get our single issue suggestions out of the way. What I'm guessing is the final issue of the X-Files, Season 10, number 25, will be out. Caveat, that is an $8 issue, so I'm just going to assume it's super thick, because comics are expensive enough as it is already. Secret Wars, number 4 of 8, the final issue that'll be out bi-weekly. From now on, it's once a month, as we finish off the death of the Marvel Universe. All of them, or so it seems. Darth Vader, number 7. If you're wondering why that's suggested, you apparently did not hear me. Darth Vader, number 7.
Yeah. Well, to zoom in.
Stop!
As well as the final issue of the 5-part Princess Leia miniseries. Ultimate End, number 3 of 5 is coming out. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, number 7, because she's adorable and we love her and the book is hilarious. And Jupiter Circle, number 4. See how high-tech I am? I use paper.
Yay.
Let's make sure people don't think I'm delusional. Yeah, see, I write on this thing.
You go green and go digital.
Look, I'm only going to go green for the same reason any man would truly go green. And that's mainly because some girl who's a vegetarian, but it's really, really hot, and I think I have a chance, so I gotta lie. Anyway. For graphic novel releases, Lone Wolf and Cub Omnibus Volume 9 at $19.99, trade paperback. Absolute Y Last Man Volume 1 hardcover at $125. And one of my personal favorite series, Criminal Volume 6, The Last of the Innocents, trade paperback at $14.99. I can not recommend that series enough. God, I love it. In character news, it looks like the Beast, who we know is either an Avenger or probably more of us know as an X-Man, and some of us know as Kramer.
Okay.
No, not Kramer. Was that the show? What was that show? Anyway, forget it. Point is, he's going to be a main character in the Uncanny Inhuman series, which will be out post Secret Wars. Frasier, thank you. Needless to say, I did not watch the show. Okay, so yes, Frasier will be in the Uncanny Universe. Oh, now I'm imagining Frasier in the Marvel Universe and seeing how long he lasts. Whew. I can see you guys are excited.
Mm.
Woo!
Okay, Pixie, don't act like you're not turned on every time the Beast speaks. We all know the Beast is what the ladies love. They say they like Wolverine. It's the Beast.
Gonna be Gambit soon.
Yep, I heard the plot is all about how he goes to Miami to become a male stripper.
That's very possible. And that's how they get to the island.
Meanwhile, in creator news, for the post-Secret Wars Hulk series, which will be titled The Totally Awesome Hulk. Because incredible isn't good enough anymore. It will be written by Greg Pak, whose famous work is the Planet Hulk story from years back, which we still talk about to this day, and people still want to see made into a movie. And will be drawn by the artist formerly known as the writer-artist for... oh, fuck me, I forgot the name of it. Frank Cho. Frank Cho will be drawing it. How did I forget the name of that comic strip he did with the veterinary clinic? Son of a bitch!
I know exactly what you're talking about, and for some reason it slipped my mind too. Son of a bitch. Wyatt.
But yes, they'll be doing the series with what they promise is actually a brand new Hulk, one like we've never seen before. So that'll be fun. God only knows how long Frank Cho will be on it. He's never on a book for like more than a few issues. Don't know why. It's like his art is so detailed that it requires that much. Anyway. Also, Nick, you'll be happy to hear this. Spider-Gwen will continue post-Secret Wars with the same creative team of Jason Latour and artist Robbie Rodriguez, with colors, and colorists should definitely be mentioned here because colors are awesome, by Chris Anka, and it will also continue in the little pocket universe they created for her, which makes me happy because that place is interesting and 6 issues was not enough for me to get to know it. For those people who are not reading the book and don't get why this particular universe is so interesting to me, let's see. Frank Castle is a uber-violent police detective.
Yes.
The Kingpin is in jail, and his crime syndicate is being handled by his main enforcer, Matt Murdock. Oh, and there's a and the Black Cat is actually a black woman. And French.
Oh.
I love this book. Every time a new character from the Marvel Universe pops up, I'm like, ooh, what's this one going to be like? Also, the lizard was Peter Parker. He's dead now. The 2010 to 2020, the decade where we can't stop killing Peter Parker. It's like his last name is Stark, and George R. R. Martin was invited to the books. Anyway.
Wow.
Peter Parker. Oh, God, that just sounds like somebody who makes a living streaking and stripping. Anyway. Also, Captain Marvel, the Carol Danvers Captain Marvel, for those who have not been keeping up. Following up Post-Secret Wars, Kelly Sue DeConnick, the writer who's been on the book and has basically been the one that cracked the code and made people love the character. She will not be returning. Instead, she will be replaced by Tara Butters and Michelle Fazekas, who, if those names sound even remotely familiar to you, then you're one of the few people on the planet who actually pay attention to writers' credits on television shows. They were the head writers for Agent Carter. In my opinion, the superior Marvel spy series to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Seriously, if you haven't seen that first season, watch it. It is amazing. It's wonderful. I love it. Art will be handled by Chris Anka. Oh, I'm sorry. The colorist on Spider-Gwen was Rico Renzi. Chris Anka is the artist for this one. Yeah, I'm paying attention to my notes here. And finally, in the LGBT-friendly indie comic Lumberjanes, you may remember we mentioned earlier, I think, won a... Did you run an award? Something won an award. Anyway, Noelle Stevenson, one of the people who created the title, she was the co-writer. She is leaving the book, at least for now. The "for now" is a direct quote. She will be replaced by... Her co-writing position will be replaced by Kat Lay, who's famous for something called Cupcakes, I think. Otherwise, creative team stays the same. It's just that one small change. I'm guessing it's personal reasons in the writer's life for why things are changing. We need to get more comic book people on here. You guys have next to nothing to say. I'm not even getting anything from Nikki B this week.
I've read a handful of like comics, but the only ones I ever really like read to like an extent and actually collected, besides Deadpool, was Lenore and Johnny Wilhelmsen meeting it.
Really?
Yeah. I love Jenna Vasquez and Roman Dirge, and yeah, it makes me happy.
Why the Last Man? Or just...
I collected.
I know there's a lot out there that I need to read. I just haven't had.
It's called a public library. You can read these for free.
I know.
For free.
I know.
It's the best way to read them these days, sadly. Comic books have gotten overpriced. It kind of bugs me. The only thing where the price isn't going down.
Well, the last comic shop that I worked for, sub boxes were definitely dropping. So it's just people couldn't afford it anymore.
Okay, seriously, Marvel, DC, we need to talk about your pricing. I mean, one, you keep doubling up releases in a single month on titles that are like $4 a pop or more. And I'm one of those people, I will happily pay $4 or even $10 for a single comic as long as you make it worth my money. But you kind of regularly don't. Secret Wars #1, that was worth the high price tag you put on it. Some of the others after that, not so much. Thank God for bundles. And honestly, people, if you want to read current-ish comics without having to spend tons of money, either get into the Marvel Unlimited run thing. It's an online service, $10 a month. They're only about 6 months behind in terms of regular titles on there. Or if you don't mind buying them, just don't want to spend that much, usually wait a month or two, and they go down to about like $1.99. And if you're on Comixology, they have sales all the fucking time. And bundles are your friend. Wow, I just got economic there.
Wait,
Maybe I should do a Mad Money segment where I just start like hitting comic books with a baseball bat.
It went on Alan Greenspan on Marvel.
Speaking of Marvel, going on to our news segment, we got the cover for the post-Secret Wars Ant-Man #1, which hints that it looks like Scott Lang may be returning to his criminal past. Whether this means he's going to be a villain, or if he's trying to reform villains or use the villains, we don't know. The only hint we've been given is that the editor of the book says that the important thing about the cover is that if you look at it carefully, he is crossing his fingers behind his back. Can't wait to see how big a deal it's going to be after the movie. Also, in other news, it looks like the very first female-centric Avengers title, A-Force, which has been created for Secret Wars, will be continuing after Secret Wars.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Why not?
Marvel, marketing suggestion, put the pink ribbon on the covers. If you're going to make your books overpriced, make it so that a portion of it goes to supporting research for breast cancer. Just an idea.
That's
I'm just saying. If you're gonna,
you better get some coverage on that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, be a good idea. If you're going to have a Marvel book focusing on the Tatas, let's try to save the Tatas.
Definitely.
We love boobies. Boobies.
Memories make memories. Remember that.
Oh God, I wish we had more viewership so people can complain about us being sexist every once in a while. I have a field day.
He never has to cook really, except if I cook all day.
Well, shit. I cook more than you do.
Well, that's because I cook all day. But I never ask you for a sandwich after sex, although it'd be nice.
All of our views are pissed.
All of our viewers are pissed.
And in Image comic news, yes, I have Image comic news.
Wow.
Yeah. Witchblade is coming to an end. This is, of course, the flagship title for the Top Cow line. They decided to celebrate the book's 20th anniversary by killing it in October. This was the comic co-created by former superstar artist Michael Turner before his unfortunately early demise due to pelvic cancer. And somewhat related to this, God, I can't believe that's leaving. That's been a huge... Anyway. And somewhat related to this, I am definitely going to butcher this name, so I apologize ahead of time. Stepan Sejic, who has been the cover artist, I believe, for a good portion of the run recently, has signed an exclusive contract with Top Cow. Apparently he was supposed to be on Lumberjanes, or he had a run on Lumberjanes, but for health reasons, and he's apparently been having a bad year, he's going to be off the book for now. So... You know, I wish you guys, this is the part where you start wishing, God damn it, we need to start coming up with things to say during the comic line. Whenever the comic news comes up, we should at least say something snarky. We don't need to be informed to come up with something smart as to say, because when you say that, then we can keep the comic one going, and then we don't have to go, it'll be that much longer before we go to our least favorite part.
Take off my hair.
That's right, it's time for the obituaries. The part where we say goodbye to the ones we lost. And I usually hurt John Little's ears with me really horrible Irish accent. At the age of 53, the WWE's Nature Boy, or as his family knows him, Buddy Vandell, has passed away this week. For some weird reason since we started this show, wrestlers just keep dying. I swear it is not our fault. I think.
It's not.
And if you're a fan of old 80s television, 8 is enough. Then say goodbye to the man who's acting as your dad for years. Dick Van Patten at the age of 86. He was a good man, and now he is lost. If you're even older than that, and you start wondering why these Avengers movies aren't about two British chaps, well, one British chap and one leather-friendly British woman. But you may be upset to learn at the age of 93, we lost John Steed, or as he has been known in the real world, Patrick McNee. I remember him from his time in the Bond films, more specifically in the movie A View to a Kill, as well as being the narrator for all of the making of featurettes for the DVDs and Blu-ray. And finally, at 67, this bassist, Chris Squire, has left us. As you can see, Jixie barks in respect.
Way to go, Leia.
Science.
Science.
In astronomy, there's a pyramid on Ceres.
Yeah, what's up with
No word yet on whether or not we can find a Stargate.
No.
that?
Though, thinking what we do know about the surface of Ceres, if there is one, we will immediately be sending Roland Emmerich through it without a suit. For science. And Godzilla. In technology news, the year is 2015. The year that has been predicted by Back to the Future Part 2. And as Back to the Future Part 2 promised us, thanks to Lexus, we have a hoverboard!
They say we have one. We still haven't seen it fully demonstrated yet. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And when I saw the preview for it, there was smoke. That makes me feel a little bit uneasy.
You never buy the first model. We all saw that episode of The Simpsons where they take a look at the future and we learned what happens when you buy the first hover car. We're not going to buy the first hoverboard. We're going to wait for the Mark II. Back to the board, Mark II. Well, Board to the Future. Anyway. Sadly, that's all I got for science this week. Damn you, science. Unless you guys want to talk about the handsome gorilla that apparently women like to visit at that Japanese zoo. Every single time I look at all the things that say that men are so cliched or perverted, I see the things women are into, and I'm just... Let's just acknowledge, people. We're all sick. We are sick, disgusting perverts that like to have sex with things we probably shouldn't. Especially those of us who try our best to make sure that no one is exposed to sex. Seriously, they're all freaks. Moving on to miscellaneous. In celebrity news, Bryan Cranston. I do not know why I pronounced his name that way. He was at the Electric Daisy Carnival, where he pressed the button for a band whose name I sadly forget and did not think to write down at the moment, pronouncing to everybody, "Say my name," giving us the temporary return of Walter White, because Bryan Cranston exists just to make me happy. Also, in celebrity news, I know you're not a Whovian, Pixie, but I also know you have to have something to say about this. Somebody has drawn a series of paintings of Shia LaBeouf as all 13 incarnations of the Doctor.
Well, he's my hero.
This obsession with just, oh god.
Oh, yeah.
He's my hero.
I don't. It's like I feel as if we, as a species, a nation, or what have you, we just don't know what to do with Shia LaBeouf. It's like we can't hate him. We can't love him. I thought it was an Onion article. No, it's real.
I mean, it's just the dude from Even Stevens, and it's just like, what the fuck? I have mixed feelings about this. I
I
don't
know.
like. I just. I love and hate at the same time.
To me, it's simple. I like him as an actor. I don't get just people don't like him, so they say he's a shitty actor. But he's always been a really good actor. He never gave anything less than a good performance. However, he's a shitty human being. He has no sense of self-awareness whatsoever. Morality seems to be an abstract concept to him. And I'm not sure if he understands what an artist is, but he desperately wants to be one. So, I like Shia LaBeouf, the actor. I don't care for Shia LaBeouf, the human being. Yes, I am one of those people. I can't separate a person's art or profession from the human being. I have to. I read a lot of books. There are books I love by people who are just horrible, horrible people. Do you want to know the real reason for the Alice in Wonderland? Do you?
No.
It will horrify you and ruin your childhood. In social media news,
The new cat.
Google has finally answered our prayers. They have finally through Gmail given us something that if we had had it at the beginning of email, would have saved us so much trouble. Would have saved careers, would have saved relationships, maybe would have saved lives. Google has introduced, finally, after over 20 years of waiting, the undo send button.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Don't act like this is not a good thing. We have all had those moments where, like, if only we could undo this. Usually after a night of drinking. Oh, God, especially when it's the accidental sending thing.
Email, so it'd be even better if you could do it with text messages.
I know to stay away from electronics when I got fucked
A
up.
time limit?
Is it like a time limit?
Yeah.
Yeah, up until the point where they read it. Because after that, it doesn't matter anymore. And finally, in miscellaneous, our video news. 2 items for video news. One thing that has made the rounds is a video by the a cappella group Pentatonix, where they do a medley of Michael Jackson songs all throughout his career. And yeah, actually it was kind of awesome. It made me feel nostalgic. That's cool. No, there was no moonwalk, because they're an a cappella group, not a dance troupe. God, imagine how much awesome it would have been if they got that kid who did like the moonwalk for his high school talent contest.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance.
I knew it.
Yep. He was just waiting for it.
It
You
just-
know what he's saying as much
I
as
don't even know why that song was in my head when I contacted you guys earlier before we went to air. It just, for some weird reason, when everybody started signing on, I was just like, in the groove.
it's because John's not here to control you and your singing.
Define control.
uh,
It's only a matter of time before we do an all-musical episode of High Class Geek News. It's not going to be planned. It's just going to happen.
is this like Rocky Horror Show?
Picture you.
Like that kind of musical, or are we going like Disney musical? Or Avenue Q musical?
What will we do? I want to be like you. Maybe the black guy shouldn't be singing that song. I keep forgetting about the inherent racism in old school Disney.
Yeah.
Moving on to something a little more comfortable. Somebody has released a new movie trailer. This is one of those movies that's never going to happen, but God, I wish it would. Avengers of Oz: Age of Tin Man.
I haven't watched that yet. I need to.
It is amazing. It's like somebody remembered seeing the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer for the first time, said, man, that Pinocchio song is really creepy. What if we took it up a notch? It's worth it just to see the head of the cowardly lion on Thor's body. And an evil, evil Tin Man.
I need to see this.
And that brings this week's episode to a close. To think, we went this far without bringing up either Sex Muppets or Uranus. It's amazing.
The record.
Yeah, not to count the episodes before we started doing that. Anything you'd like to say, Nikki B?
Oh.
See, they need a sound effect for typing on here.
Until next time, Nikki B and the Gooch signing out.
I am speechless. Oh, that's cute. He put a... No, that is spelled right. No, it's not. You put an A in speech? I'd be confused with screeching. Okay! That's it. We're done. My jokes are going stale. Going. Anyway. I can't spell. We've noticed.
Well,
Don't worry. We love you anyway. I, of course, have been your regular host, the friendly neighborhood geekazoid. I have been joined by Jixie.
Yo.
JPEG out.
Yeah, Jixie. And, of course, Nikki B has been here with you this week, providing lots of commentary. Wait for my gangster rap album, which will be out in 6 months, called It's About Time They Made a Game About My Life. We will be here, as we always are, next Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That'll be 8 o'clock. Yeah, that'll be 8 o'clock for Nikki B. Where we may or may not be joined by John and Rabbit again, as I believe they are done working on the set for Spam-A-Lot.
Yeah, they're breaking down.
I have to push the Pram-A-Lot. We will. Let's not go. The show's done.
Go home.
Yes, it is. You guys are still here? It's over. Get out of here. Go home.
Are we waiting for that live button to go away?
Boom, boom.